So for alphamutual.com, we discussed about the defects for the login page. We come up with some scenarios and see whether those scenarios, expected results and actual results are same or not. If both are same, there is no defect. If there is some deviation between the actual results and expected results, we call it as a defect. Okay. Like that, what are the defects we have found so far? One is default credentials. It was working for default credentials. What are the other two defects? Defect one is this. Defect two is what? Case sensitivity, right? Case sensitivity is not there. What is the last one? One more defect. Of course, that is related to security defect, not the functional defect. Do you guys remember the payload or the input? SQL injection authentication bypass. We have used 1 or 1 is equal to 1. As a manual tester, the important thing is you should come up with scenarios. Test scenarios you should come, and based on that, you should be able to figure out whether there is a defect or not. Okay. In today's session, we are going to discuss about software development lifecycle. Along with that, we'll try one more exercise on generating the test scenarios. Let us talk about the example of a car. So why car? Why should we take car? In the interviews also, they'll ask you these kind of questions. Car, bike, pen. Which one shall we take? Car or bike or pen? Test scenarios you need to generate. Let us take car itself. So basically, if a car is given to you, what are the different scenarios you try to check the quality? So scenario, then expected results, actual results will come only after you test it, after you try it. Anyhow, we are not going to drive it, but we should be able to tell expected results. Let us get started. Tell me some scenarios. First, I'll check the car color, whether there is a fading or is it perfectly all right. We'll check the color. You can mention like color we are going to check. Anything else? Logo, yes. These are the test scenarios. Again, you can split it and write in a simple manner. Logo, model, size. We We have to test as a quality engineer or as a manual tester. You need to try all these things. Seating arrangement, AC, all those things comes under comfort. Then safety. When I say safety, seat belt, then airbags. When I say color and build, color or build, you will check whether there are some dents or not. What else? Lights, yes. AC. Then mileage and fuel, whether it is petrol one or diesel one, whether it works or not. Then gear system you check, ABS you check, wipers, any kind of switches and controls. Lights and indicators, right? Lights, indicators, engine also you check whether it is up to the specifications or not. Model is already covered. Engine performance, brake, music system. Yeah. Do you test GPS, cruise mode, anything else? Mirrors, cameras, yes. Parking sensors, yes. Very important thing you guys are missing. Think from the all other scenarios. Okay. Power steering is also good. Whenever you purchase a car, what are the things you pay more attention? I would say like mileage, right? Did we cover mileage? Not yet. Like some of you have mentioned this. This is also very important. We don't pay attention, but very, very important. If the mileage is good, mileage is not good, still you can drive the car. Assume like you purchased a car for 20 lakhs and it is working for a normal bike key. If you purchase it, what is the loss there? Entire car can be stolen by someone else. Okay. How about speed? Speed is also important, mileage and speed. Braking system for safety. Airbags is already covered. Anti-braking system and airbags. Torque. Okay, fair enough. Any more two scenarios? Locking system, door locks, all those things. Then Bluetooth. Yes. Fair enough. We have got enough test scenarios. So if someone comes with a product, they'll ask you like test this product. You need to try, you need to come up with a lot of scenarios. Then only you'll become a good manual tester. Okay. So we have the scenarios. You need to list down the expected results. So expected results will be as per the specifications. You refer to the specifications to write expected scenarios. How about actual results? How do you get actual results? For each and every scenario, how do you get the actual result? Actual means you need to test it. Then only you'll be able to get the actual results. Both you'll compare, and if both are matching, there is no defect. If those are not matching, then there is, if both are matching, there is no defect. If both are not matching, if actual results is not equal to expected results, we call it like a defect, right? Bug. But anyhow, as a manual tester, you will be concentrating more on the functionality defects. Functionality defects means you test the functionality and see whether it is up to the specifications or not. And then you mark the test case as pass or fail. There are performance testers. They try to concentrate more on the performance of the system or application or the product. And there will be a few more guys called security engineers or CH, certified ethical hackers. They try to look for security defects. Out of all these scenarios, which are all the performance scenarios? Can you list me? Performance scenarios. Color or build, that is not the performance. When you say performance, you need to test that application for some duration of time, right? Or you need to try with different load conditions. Mileage. So mileage talks about the performance. So mileage and fuel are related. Basically, you check whether how much mileage you are getting it. Then anything else? Mileage is already there. Speed. You are trying to purchase a sports car, and if the speed is not going beyond 100, will it be good? No. Performance mainly like you need to test the application from extreme load conditions or from duration of time. Even performance of the lights also you can check. Okay. But remaining other scenarios will comes under functional testing. How about security? Security means basically there should be some loss associated with it. Security, if some of the your car should get compromised, which are the scenarios that will come under security test cases? If that scenario is failing, then we call it security defect. For example, keys, right? If the keys is working for any kind of bike keys, it is a very huge, it is a huge issue. Anyone can steal your car. That's it. Even if the mileage is not good, not good, the car is with you. But if someone steals your car, entire your 8 lakhs or 20 lakhs has gone. Even Bluetooth, someone can hack your Bluetooth. They can take control. GPS also. If someone is able to track your GPS, is it a security issue? Yes or no? Somehow the attacker gained access through the GPS of your system and he's able to track your each and every activity wherever you go. That's it. Cameras, anything that is connected to internet. So all these things comes under security. So as a manual tester, you'll not be able to find more security issues. You'll be able to find only the manual testing or functional defects. You'll be able to find more of the functional defects compared to the security defects. To find security defects, you should be a cyber security engineer. You should know the tools along with the manual testing process. I know like some of you have already finished cyber security or ethical hacking. You guys can report both the defects. It doesn't mean like only manual testers should report the functional defects. Finally, at the end of the day, we look for the quality of the application, right? Even the performance defects. For performance, when it comes to the applications, web applications, we use some tools called JMeter, load runner. Okay. These are the tools. For security testing, there are various tools. Mainly, we use web application scanners, the API penetration testing tools. Lot many tools are there. So, if you have the knowledge of security testing or performance testing along with manual testing, that is the advantage. If you don't have that knowledge, directly you can try for functional testing jobs. As part of functional testing, so far we have learned about what do you mean by defect, what do you mean by quality, and what are the test scenarios. Still, we have to learn about test cases. How do you write the test case template? We just we are able to figure out the test scenarios for any kind of product or the applications. What is the difference between functional testing, secure testing, and performance testing? Let us talk about the disadvantages if you don't have the proper quality for the application. Okay. We'll go through some of the risks in case if your application is not having proper quality. Just give me a minute. Not able to pull the sheet. There are some drawbacks if you are not doing proper testing for the application. I just wanted to list that. Okay, anyhow, we'll discuss that later. I'll show you some of the functional defects, or I'll list a defect. You should be able to tell whether it is a functional defect or a security defect or the performance defect. Now let us take the example of a website. Okay. So far we discussed about the car example. Now I'm going to take a website. Assume like it is a banking website. Customers can log in, they can transfer some of the funds. I'll list you the defect. You should tell whether it is a functional defect or security defect or a performance defect. can be any product. Content, terms and conditions, state, correct. Is it a functional defect or security defect? Some content is there. Let us take about ultramutual.com. Can you guys tell me whether it is a functional defect or security defect? Think like here we have some content. There are some mistakes. Specifications were given as something expected results, but actual results they have displayed up to here, and remaining thing is not displayed because there was some issue with the code. Is it a functional defect or security defect or performance defect? Very easy. It is a functional defect. The next one, you consider the same example of automutual.com. You are able to see this application, right? And there is a logo on the left hand side. This is called the logo, Ultra Mutual, and like this. So the logo has been displayed like this. Instead of Ultra Mutual, just come like Ultra Mutual. This is the logo that was displayed here. Instead of Ultra Mutual, RO is missing. What kind of defect it is? Functional defect or security defect or performance defect? When you say security defect, you have to check if CIA is compromised, confidentiality, integrity, availability. We are going to finish manual testing classes in under 3 weeks. Very easy and simple ones. We are going to apply a lot of jobs on that. This is a functional defect. Okay, basically UI. One more example. The specifications says as per the specifications, login should not take more than 15 seconds for valid credentials. But there is a defect. After you provide log username and password, login takes 2 minutes. You are a valid user. 3 minutes it is taking. You are a valid user. Login is working for the valid user. That's not a problem, but it takes a lot of time. Once you provide username and password, clearly it will be showing like loading like that. And finally, it will be logged in after 3 minutes. So what is the issue here? Is it a functional defect, performance defect, or security defect? This is a performance defect, right? Login is working and the valid user is trying to log in. It's working fine. Only thing is it is taking more time. One more, login works when the user provides some details like 1 or 1 is equal to 1. On providing these details, it is giving me access to the application. Is it a functional defect, performance defect, or security defect? So definitely it is a security defect, unauthorized login, right? Okay, car logo is not correct. Is it a security, performance, or functional defect? That's good. So I guess like all of you would have got clear idea about the difference between functional testing, security testing, and performance testing. Now let us talk about severity and priority. Severity versus priority. Always remember, severity talks about how much functionality is affected. You build some application, and if there is any deviation in the functionality, okay, this is severity is from the functionality perspective, how badly the functionality is affected. This is from the functionality perspective. The next one, priority, is from the business perspective. Priority means from business, whether it is going to create the loss or not. There is a defect, definitely there is a defect. You should be able to figure out whether your customers are going to get impacted or your business is going to get impacted. Okay, based on that, we decide the priority. And the severity levels, we can give it like critical, high, medium, low. Whereas priorities, you can give it like P1 to P5. P1 means highest priority, which has to be the urgency of fixing the defect will be decided by the priority. Urgency of fixing the security, fixing the defect. Okay. Whereas functionality, the degree of the extent how much functionality is affected, that will be decided by the severity. Critical being the highest severity and low being the lowest severity. Whereas priority, P1 being the highest priority, P5 being the lowest priority. Considering this, we should be able to tell severity and priority for all the defects which we have listed. Okay. Basically, critical severity means all the blockers. Blockers will come under critical severity. Blocking means nothing is working for your application. High means major issues. Medium means any kind of minor issues. Low means good to fix kind of defects. Okay. So considering that the first issue content is not correct, what is the severity you are going to put? Critical or high or medium or low? Anyone? How much functionality is affected? Critical, we should fix it. Definitely, we have to fix it. Only thing is the severity, login is working. We are able to transfer the funds. You are able to add accounts. Everything is fine. Only the content related to something over the screen is incorrect. I would give low for this. Severity as low. Even the priority, how much priority you give? need not be fixed immediately. You can take some time. I would go with P4 or P5. Okay, P4 or P5, anything is fine. How about third one? What is the severity you give? Login takes a lot of time. Will the customers will be comfortable with that? Every time you try to log in, sometimes it times out or it is taking 3 minutes. So functionality is affected or not? Yes, definitely it is affected, but it is not blocking. I'm able to log in, right? So higher we can give severity. Priority P1 or P2 or P3 or P4 or P5. If your application is very slow, the customers will not be comfortable playing around your application or using your application, right? So the priority will be P1 or P2. Highest priority only will. Here, login works when the user provides 1 or 1 is equal to 1. What is the severity? Is the functionality broken? Yes, the functionality is broken. That's the reason it is working for some other user. Critical. How about the priority? It has to be fixed immediately or we can delay it for the next release. It has to be fixed immediately, or else someone else will log into the account and they may do some kind of malfunctioning, right? So P1 only will give. Car logo, car functionality is working fine. Speed is good, mileage is good, everything is good. But logo is incorrect. What is the severity you give for car logo is not correct? What is the severity and what is the priority you give for car logo issue? Severity, functionality is perfect. So I cannot give like critical, high or medium. Okay, it is low. But whereas priority, if the logo is not correct, people will not buy that car. Assume like you are buying a BMW car and there was some issue with the logo. Do you purchase it? You are purchasing the car just because of the logo. So very high priority. From customer's perspective, business perspective, it is very immediate to fix that issue, right? So we'll give like low severity and high priority. Few more examples I'll give you. You have some gaming application. Gaming app is not working in Windows 7, which is older version. This, this is not supported by Microsoft. Most of you are aware that Windows 7 is a very old operating system. Very old operating system. Gaming app, it will work for Windows 10, Windows 11, everything. Gaming app, it is not at all working in Windows 7, where 1% of customers are using Windows 7, and those are all like trial versions of Windows 7. Now tell me, gaming app not at all working, it will crash. Gaming app is not working. Basically, it will crash the moment you install and launch it. Now you have to tell me what is the severity and what is the priority. Whether it is a functional defect or security defect or performance defect. That is also you have to tell. What is the severity and what is the priority and what kind of defect it is. The severity is functionality is affected or not. Yeah, badly affected. Crashing means you cannot do any kind of work, critical. But is it required for us from Microsoft to fix that issue? Yes or no? Does it needs to be fixed immediately? They are not providing. Microsoft is not providing support for Windows 7, which is very older version. So it is very less priority for them, P4 or P5. And whether it is a functional defect or security defect or performance defect, the application you are trying to launch, there is no impact on the CIA. It is not a security defect. And performance means basically with respect to the time or with respect to the load, there should be some issue. Here, the functionality itself is not working. So definitely this is a functionality defect. Okay. Very important, severity and priority. I'm going to share the PDF documents with interview questions and answers based on this performance testing, manual testing, security testing, severity, priority, defect, quality. What is meant by software testing? All of you be thorough with that. Study along with the course, along with the training. We need to cover software development life cycle. In fact, in tomorrow's session, for cyber security class also, I'm going to discuss SDLC. SDLC is required for any kind of jobs, not only for development, testing, cyber, even for CEO, directors, everyone should be aware of software development life cycle. So morning session, I'll teach from the cyber security perspective, 7:30 to 8:30. Again from 8:30 to 9:15, we are going to discuss from the functional testing perspective. Okay. And we'll have a quiz in tomorrow's session based on the concepts we have learned, functional testing, security testing, severity, priority. Based on those concepts, we'll have a quiz along with the SDLC concept. This is all for today. Does anyone has any questions? I'll give the access. I'll give the permissions to speak. Or you can put your questions or doubts in the chat window. Any questions, anyone? SDLC takes another half an hour for you, so we'll not be able to continue today. We'll do it tomorrow. No questions? Can I get the attendance for today? Just reply with their name and your place, location. Like Hari, Bangalore, Krishna, Anantapur. I'm going to share all the materials, everyone, for all the paid members. Interview questions and also I'll share it. Mention if you have any questions, do message it. I'll try to respond to your questions. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about software development lifecycle and the quiz in manual testing, in cyber security, SDLC, and different types of security testing services. Yes, we'll share for all batch students. No questions? That's good. Okay. Revise these videos and come for tomorrow's session. Interview questions for manual testing, we are going to share it. No, quality we discussed. If there are any defects, and there will not be quality. What is the impact if you don't have the quality? That we'll discuss it tomorrow. Okay, then. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. See you tomorrow again. Bye-bye.